Morning, lovely people. Oh, welcome to my super tired face. I'm sorry, it is the time of the month and I am feeling extra tired. So I'm going to need quite a little bit of glow underneath my eyes. So I'm going to take my Auric Glow Lust. Just FYI, in case you have missed it on their Instagram, Auric is going to finally be restocking their Glow Lusts in the end of summer. So my guess would be end of August, maybe September. So if you are waiting on a restock, it's going to happen, but not like on the very short term, depending on how, patient you are as a person. To me, the end of the summer is still pretty far away. I am going to apply quite a generous amount of that here to lighten up underneath my eyes, because I feel like that's the area of my face where I tend to look the most tired. Have you guys noticed this effect that the closer you get to your holidays, the more tired you feel, as if your body is like, oh my god, just 5 more days until I get to rest, just 4 more days until my holiday. How can I possibly last 2 more days at work? Which also reminds me, guys, by the way, to give you a heads up, I don't think I will be posting much in the next 2 weeks. I will try to have at least one more video up for you before I go away. Well, I'm not really going away, I'll get back to that in a second. But I was planning on doing either my, half year, like what I bought so far this year video, or my skincare video, depending on which one requires less time to film, because I won't have that much time to film. I am taking holiday as of coming Saturday, because finally my parents are coming. I almost can't believe it. I honestly think I will believe it when they are literally standing in my house, that they're finally here and I'm finally going to see them live. But I got tickets for them a couple of weeks ago, because Bulgaria is finally in the green zone. I think not the green zone, maybe yellow. All of the European countries are, I think, now pretty much yellow for each other, which means that there are hardly any restrictions if you're traveling between European countries, which is fantastic. We've been looking forward to that for such a long time, because even though my parents are vaccinated, I was a little afraid that they're still going to require testing and quarantine and shit like that. Taking my foundation, by the way, just my face and body foundation from Dior, which I've been using consistently for the past couple of weeks, so there's nothing new there. But we had agreed that if my parents still need to test extensively or quarantine, we're going to postpone until that's no longer a required measure. And luckily, since the beginning of June, Bulgaria was put on the safe list of countries, so they can travel freely to here. They are fully vaccinated since the beginning of June, so I think they should really have no issue entering the country. But it's been so long, they've made everything so difficult that until the second they're literally standing here in my doorway, I will not believe that they're here. I will not be the one picking them up from the airport. For one, because we can't all fit in the car on the way back, and secondly, because I don't have a driver's license. Have I told you guys that I'm really lame? I'm 38 years old and I don't have a driver's license. It's just one of those things in life that I postponed, and then it was too late, and now I'm too old and too scared to drive. So no, I don't have a driver's license, but I'm going to send the boys to pick them up. They don't know that Nicola is going to be there, so shh, don't tell them, which they're going to be extremely excited about. My husband thought it was a really good idea to take Nicola along, because he would probably really enjoy going to the airport to see the planes. I'm going to powder my face with the corresponding Dior powder now, by the way. Really been enjoying the combination of the powder and the foundation. They really are made to work together really well. So they're going to be very pleasantly surprised when they see their grandson for the first time in almost 2 years, waiting for them at the airport. I'm sure his first response to them will not be like, hey, grandma and grandpa, finally you're here. He will be super shy and probably not want to talk to them for the first 10 minutes. But luckily he opens up pretty quickly to strangers, so I don't expect there will be any issues. And once they're here and they start spoiling the crap out of him, I cannot imagine that they won't be his favorite people in the world. Because currently his other grandma, so my husband's mom, she's his favorite person in the world. When he's really upset about something, or he wants something and mama and papa won't give it to him, he starts calling for oma, which is the Dutch word for grandma, because she is his one and only Lord and Savior. Am I gonna be super lame? I am gonna be super lame, and I'm going to use my Milk makeup bronzer again, because I just really love this freaking bronzer so much. I'm going to take a little bit on a stippling synthetic brush over here, and I'm going to just bronze up my face with it. So yeah, as I was saying, I will be taking holiday for 2 weeks because they are coming for a whole of 2 weeks. It's going to be their longest stay to date in the Netherlands. They usually come for about a week, and then they, you know, they just come more often. They don't stay too long, but they come more often. But because of that, I don't foresee that I will have any time to film, because usually when they're here, I'm just busy with them all the time. And, you know, I can't just ditch them and be like, you know, I'm going to hang out with my YouTube friends and you go entertain yourselves. So if I find a moment to film something like short and chatty or like a little makeup thing, I will definitely do that. But if I don't manage to, don't be worried. I didn't disappear off the face of the earth as I sometimes do. I'm just having a good time, having a blast. I will be back in the end, like the second part of July, so we'll definitely see each other then. But if you would like to keep up with me, definitely follow me on Instagram. I'm going to take my Pat McGrath Labs blush in the shade Nude Venus now. And may I confess something to you? I am actually really in love with Pat McGrath's formula. I was thinking of maybe doing a video where I rank all the blushes that I have purchased in the past half a year. I already did a video where I rambled very extensively about like the different formulas and the different colors and undertones, and I regret a little bit not including ranking in there. But spoiler alert, I think I would rank my Pat McGrath Labs blushes as my top favorite blushes that have been released this year so far. They just have, like, the more I use them, the more I fall in love with the formula, the more they impress me, and I just cannot help but be absolutely in love with them. And I don't think it's because I'm partial to Pat McGrath Labs. I think these really grew on me. I was honestly a little bit disappointed when they arrived because I thought, it's powder blush formula, we've seen that before. But honestly, have we really seen such a good formula before? Maybe we have, but not very often. This is the kind of formula that looks flawless on your skin, even when you're not wearing any base makeup underneath, and even if you have a little bit of like unevenness on your skin due to, you know, pores and imperfections and pimples and stuff like that. And I can tell you, a lot of those other formulas, as much as I love them, for instance the Lisa Eldridge Enlivening Blush, I don't think it looks as good and as flawless and smoothing and airbrushed as these blushes do over bare skin. I love them. Like on the weekend, if I don't have time to pop any makeup on, I will put on my new blushes and my new highlighter from Pat McGrath just to enjoy a little bit of makeup on my face, because I know they will look good and I will enjoy looking at myself in the mirror with them. There you have it. And that is my freaking honest opinion about these. You know what, let's stick with Pat McGrath and let's do the Divine Rose. Divine Rose, I keep wanting to call it the Divine Blush Highlighter. It's the Divine Rose Highlighter, which remains one of my favorites. But, again, I think the new highlighter, I might love that one just a little bit more. I like the formula of this one more, just because I really enjoy that like baked special formula, special eyeshadow type of formula from her. But I love the tone of that other highlighter and the way it looks on the skin also a lot. It has the silkiest, smoothest texture to it, and it just melts into your skin. This one does as well, by the way. The only thing I am not super in love with this one is that because of that slightly like pinker base to it, it can look a little bit dark, like even darker than the new one on my cheekbone. I think the new one also has a little bit of a cast and is also a little bit too deep for my skin if I overdo it. But this one has that like slight pinkish tone to it. I don't know whether it's coming across on camera right now, but it has a slight pinkish tone to it, so it's not as universal as the other one. The other one literally goes with every look I do, whereas this one I really have to pair a little bit more with the blush and the look that I'm going for. Anyway, let's proceed to our eye look. You have probably already seen the two palettes in the thumbnail, so they're not going to be much of a surprise for you, but the look that we're going for today is pretty much going to be like a purple, cool-toned purple smoky eye, because I haven't done one of those in such a long time. The first thing I'm going to do is take a little blending brush and my single here in Statuesque. I bought this shade exactly 1 year ago, and I already feel like I am very close to hitting pan on it. And I'm just using this to buff my crease, There is a mid-tone transition shade in the Midnight Sun palette that you're probably wondering why I didn't use, but the shade in the Midnight Sun palette has a little bit of that camel yellow tone to it, and I just don't feel like it's going to fit with the undertones of the look that I'm going for, so I prefer Statuesque because it has more neutral tones to it. I might go back into Statuesque later to do a little bit more of blending work, but right now I'm going to take a densely packed pencil brush and I'm going to go into this shade, the very deep purple from the Nocturnal Nirvana quad, and the name of this shade is, I want to say Blitz Purple, but I may be making that up, I'm sorry. I'm going to take this shade and start applying it very carefully into my outer corner because it's a very intense shade and it really can pack a punch. So I want to be more careful with it and like build it up slowly rather than regret packing too much in the first place. So I'm just going to apply that here as I usually do as of late, which is a bit like this like eyeliner type of shade. I have discovered that that really flatters my eye shape and it kind of diminishes the need for applying a winged liner, which I've been too lazy for already for years. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe I got bored with wing liner. I used to do wing liner almost every day, and then I kind of got, you know, I was over it, and now I just don't, I can't be bothered to do a wing liner. Every now and then I will do it for old time's sake and I will enjoy it, but it's not something that I feel like I need in every single look anymore. So are you guys going to be taking holidays? What are you going to do for your holidays this year? Are you going to travel? Are you going to stay locally? As you have already understood from my story, I am not really going to be going anywhere this year. Usually we go on summer holiday in Bulgaria with my husband and we hang out at the Black Sea. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the geography of Bulgaria, probably you're not, but we are an Eastern European country bordering with Romania, Greece, Turkey, Macedonia and Serbia, and our whole eastern border is the Black Sea. So usually everyone who lives in Sofia, which is the capital of Bulgaria and is on the complete west side of the country, migrates towards the east, towards the Black Sea in the summer. That used to be my childhood and I just can't tell you how many wonderful memories I have from hanging out at the Black Sea. The last time I was there was in 2018 when I was still pregnant, and I honestly can say that this was also the last time that I feel like I had a true relaxed holiday. So that's what we would usually do. We didn't travel when Nicola was a newborn. I'm taking my Firini Pix Epoxy now, by the way, because, you know, I didn't really feel like going on a plane with a newborn. Obviously last year we didn't go anywhere, and this year, because we anticipated that my parents are probably going to be vaccinated way before we are, and it's just going to be easier for them to come over here, we didn't plan anything in terms of going to Bulgaria this year. We're definitely going to go next year though, you know, world pandemic situation permitting. I really hope that we can, because I just miss the seaside so much. I'm a sea person, you guys. What are you? Are you more of like a city person or a mountain hiking person, or are you laying on the beach with a book like me person? I am now going to go into my Midnight Sun palette and take what's one of my favorite shades in here, which is this gorgeous cool toned purple. This is one of the few truly cool toned purples that Pat McGrath has done, and that's one of the reasons I love it so much. I'm just going to take it on my finger and apply it all over my freaking lids. So what are you guys planning on doing for your holidays this year? Staying local, or are you also traveling somewhere? Are you looking forward to being able to travel, or do you think, well, I think it's maybe safer to not really go anywhere this year and just wait it out? I'm just going to give a light blend to everything. What would be a pet pairing video if we didn't layer some things together? So I think it would be really fun to take this shade, the VR Emerald shade, and apply it a little bit over the purple. And I will try not to overtake that purple because I really love it, and I just want to give it like that purple green duochrome. Purple green duochromes are one of my favorite duochromes. Oh, speaking of duochromes and like Pat McGrath, have you guys seen the new inspo pictures she's been posting, Pat McGrath, on her Instagram? At first I was a little bit worried because she was posting again the really pink stuff and like a rose, and I was like, oh no, here we go again, Divine Rose 3 on the way. But yesterday she posted this inspo photo with like what looked like a bit of like a sunset, and it had like those bronzes and oranges and caramel colors and a little bit of like bluish purplish hues. So I am so excited if she's making something along those lines. That would be really beautiful. And this looks really nice, by the way, too. I'm going to take my little pencil brush here and intensify, like I said, the outer corner and just smudge it a little bit along the lashes here as a liner. And I'm actually going to immediately take this shade also on my lower lash line, because I'm not going to do much more there than just drag a bit this deep purple shade. For my inner corners, I am going to take the Skin Show shade from the Midnight Sun palette, and I might layer a little bit of this Astral Solstice, I think it's called Astral Solstice shade, right here into the very, inner corner of the eye, very snug. I'm sure that I'm going to cry it out within the next half an hour, because hay fever is making my eyes, especially my right eye, extremely itchy, and it's tearing up all day. So basically my inner corner doesn't stay longer than like, I don't know, half an hour. And I'm going to also drag that here along the lash to meet up with the deep purple. I'm going to take the tiniest bit of the Astral Solstice shade and just press that right here over top of the Skin Show shade. Taking this Kiko eyeshadow stick in the number 16, which is a gorgeous deep purple, and I'm going to apply that in my waterline. Okay, you guys, final look. Let's wrap this video up, because my right eye is already trying to expel all the makeup in its immediate vicinity. On my lips I have a combination of the NARS lipstick, the NARS Audacious lipstick in the shade Anita, which is sort of like a neutral nude pink, with the Ellie Angelic lip gloss from Pat McGrath Labs. I thought they would make a really nice combo, because the Ellie Angelic lip gloss, probably you're not gonna be able to see, but it shifts from like a pink to like a sort of like greenish hue. And mine is all the way down to here, so I'm genuinely worried that I might need a backup of it by the end of the year. But anyway, we're not quite there yet. Let me know what you thought about this look. I hope you enjoyed it. I have to say, like, a good cool toned purple green look will remain one of my absolute favorites to do. Also, can I share some last good piece of news with you? I finally made the cut for AdSense, you guys. It's been what, like 10 years, and I finally made the cut. So you might start seeing ads, commercials appearing on my videos. I apologize for that, but at the same time I'm kind of happy that I made the criteria for AdSense, because I'm so curious how much money I can make off of that. Probably like a whole of 50 cents per month, but 50 cents is still 50 cents. In like 3 decades I'll be able to buy a Pat McGrath palette with that. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!